Oh my God, I love this voice. I dream about this voice sometimes. Oh my God. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, it's about the mockups from Prisma Dits. I don't know if everyone here knows about what is Dits, Abdu, Celia, and Morgan. Have you been in the call with Carlos before?
No, but then, well, my own general understanding on dates, it's just decentralized identities.
Okay, okay.
I stand with Celia.
Sorry, didn't catch that. Sorry.
Oh, I said I stand with Celia. I also wasn't on the call with Carlos. And
Hmm.
I think the limit of my understanding on this is just the definition of it. So I'm excited to be here to learn some more.
Great, 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 great. Okay. And Abdul, I think he already knows a little bit more about DITS as well, since we have been talking about it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Sweet, sweet,
yeah.
sweet. Okay, so so what's Prisma DITS, right? As we said, is a decentralized identity solution, right? That we are developing and building on top of Cardano network with the project Catalyst, with the Catalyst grant program. Um, and it's not only for Cardano, but it's for Prisma as well. And the future plans after we reach a good level of development is to test and to implement that in Argentina AOJ and further AOJs of Prisma. And it will all make a little bit more sense when I share here this my screen. Oh, I need
Done.
okay. Thank you, Tabs. Okay. Pestaña, ventana. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna show now some slides, some images, and I'll be talking about them. Can you all see the screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. So Prisma Deeds, decentralized identities. Let's go. So first we have here the index, the modest introduction to Prisma Deeds. We also have a space where it says why does it matter. We also have the getting started with Prisma Deeds, and then we're gonna jump on how it looks like on on the dashboards and the verifiable contributions dashboard. Okay, so what is Prismadids? Prismadids is a simple and powerful tool that allows you to create adaptable identities on Web3 through decentralized unique identifiers, and is designed for individuals, organizations, and communities working to create futures that care for life. Through the Cardano's native Web3 technology, it enables the transition to regenerative identities where we return data sovereignty to those who generate it, fostering agency and autonomy. We also decentralize the recognition of the real contributions that sustain life. As you can see here, there's a link to that leads to the Prisma Deeds friendly glossary um, that I can open here. If you can see it, can you see the glossary?
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. We have the definitions about what is did. I can also share here in the chat so you can read it if you want while we are going through the other slides. I think it's open for everybody. I just sent here in the Zoom chat. Okay, so we have some definitions here about what is a decentralized identity, what is a VC, verifiable contribution. I know that here puts it says verifiable credentials, but it's just a small mistake of writing. It's contributions. So it's basically a digital proof of things you have done, donated, participated, you cared, you thought, sorry. And those are not empty certificates. They represent real actions that others can independently verify. So coming back to the slides here, we got into the interesting part. So why does it matter? What makes Prisma Dates different from other identity solutions out there, right? So the thing is that today your data does not belong to you, right? Since now we have a lot of AIs, a lot of programs, everybody's using apps or programs that are connected to Google, for example, or to other big companies that at the end of the day they sort of steal your information and they sell it, and God knows where they travel and where they get to. um, so that's why that's one of the reasons why we started with this development, right? So as you can see, centralized platforms store your data, they define what is valuable and who receives recognition. This silences large community efforts and slows down the fair flow of resources to those who transform the world every day. And we believe that human systems should be designed to nurture and spend life, not to extract value from it. So when a platform captures your data without permission, monetizes your identity, and defines what is valuable and who gets recognition, life becomes instrumentalized. And that's why Prisma Deeds is here to rebuild autonomy and redistribute value in the network, as it allows us to move from recognizing those with the most resources to rewarding those who generate more relationships and more trust. So this identity returns to where it originated, the community that sustains real life. So far, do we have any questions? Otherwise, after this slides, we will open a space for questions and insights from all of you. Todo bien? All good? Um,
I that's in Spanish. I wanted to ask you if you translated the docs from Spanish to English because of the question marks. You know, when you're asking the questions, the question marks was upside down in the first side, and then at the end you put it up like in Spanish.
That was Spanish. Sheila. Well
it's our
spotted.
Spanish footprint. It's the Spanish footprint on the document. I see our friend Mr. Hardin is here as well, and he's probably very stylish with a beautiful shirt as always, as in all of our meetings. Nice to have you here, brother. Okay, let's just keep going with that. So this prototype that we have at the moment at early stages, it already allows you to create DIDs, to issue credentials, and to manage access. And it's very simple to get started. So you can create your DID very easily by generating a unique ID on Cardano with your wallet. We always recommend the Eternal wallet as is the easiest one to set up. And also, DITS is using global standards, W3C identification standards from Cardano, and also native tools like the SIP10 and SIP30 metadata. It will all make a little bit more sense further. So you can configure the visibility of your data. You can decide who sees what, who sees your data, who sees what you are doing, what you have done, and with privacy options to keep it secure. You can also verify contributions. So it issues digital credentials that prove actions such as donations or volunteering, without revealing extra data thanks to the selective privacy. And then we can enter into how it looks like. But before we get into that, I can put like an example. So let's say we are in an AOJ, right? And we have like a outside the class exercise where we're going to plant some trees, for example, right? And let's say we use DIDs to verify who planted uh, one, two, three, or four trees outside of the venue, outside of the space that we are hosting the AOJ, right? So in that case, we can have all the history, and we can make visible who contributed to those to the tree planting. And oh, sorry, just got a notification. Okay. Nobody's writing. Okay, sorry. So with this, we can see who did what, and we can better track the contributions. And this is just like one of the um, applications, or one of the use cases that just came to mind to give a quick example before we continue, right? Okay, let's go here. Okay, so this is the first version of the mockups. This is like the um, initial screen of Prisma Disk. Now it's on a really initial interface that we are working on to make it more beautiful. So as you can see here, you can connect your wallet. It also says what you can do when you have your DIT, and how to manage it. So you can create W3C compliant DITs. You can anchor it to your stake address. You can store DID documents on IPFS, which is a database, a very secure database used on Web3 often. And you can update and revoke your contributions as needed. All right. So it basically enables organizations to issue, anchor, and manage decentralized identities on Cardano. And it's also built for organizations to secure key changes, easy credential issuing, and a clear log of every action. And through the dashboard, organizations can standardize DID operations across teams by using a single workflow for identity creation, credential-related actions, and ongoing maintenance. Okay, and this is the second screen that you're going to be after you connected your Eternal wallet, and that's the button to create your DID. So When you have your wallet connected, select the target network and click Create DIDs to register a W3C compliant identifier on Cardano. This establishes a persistent identifier under your control with lifecycle operations, with updates and revocations managed through the dashboard. Okay, and it would look like that. So what this screen is telling us, it says that here this is your this is you basically, where what it says did Cardano stake, this large bunch of letters here is basically your identification, your did. You can see the status as well. You can see the version, the last action you have done. So the last action was to create that. You also have the IPFS, where it's all where your data is it's recorded, and the last transaction, right? Also here we have how to revoke your deeds and how to update it at the same time. This is two different interfaces. So when you start with Prisma Deeds, you can do two things. You can either have just your identification, your decentralized IDs, or you can generate verifiable contributions, right? They are two separate things that at the same time are together in deeds. So it's two actions that you can do inside. As you can see here, you can revoke, you can permanently deactivate your did when no longer, or if security requires discontinuation. And of course, this action is irreversible. Or you can update and refresh your DID document with new service endpoints or credential metadata while keeping the identifier active and trusted. And this is how it would look like when it's revoked and also where it's active at the same time. Okay, and this is how you can issue your credential. This is like a forms where you can put your holder did, like the first large set of numbers and letters that we saw in the first slides. That's your address that you can paste here. You can put what type of contribution are you doing, like that you have done. You can put the project ID, the contribution type, how many hours, for example, you worked in this project, or how many hours you put in to make this XYZ action, for example. For which organization. You can also put the description, like a more detailed description of what you have done. Like, I helped, let's say, I helped Prisma to like to update their database, or I helped to make their front end a little bit more pretty, or anything that comes to mind, or any action, any contribution that you can do. And then you can also put the link, the evidence of your action here in the last slot of the forms here. And then
Noah,
you
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just aware of time, and maybe from here we could start a conversation about what you have presented, or what do you think? Or if
yes.
you want to finish, but being aware of time, so we can have a conversation too.
Yes. This was actually the last slide, because the next one is just to It's just a little part of the dashboard. It's just to see like what are your total credentials, what are active and revoked basically, and that's it. So sorry if that took a little bit longer. I know we have some technical people here and a little bit non-technical. Um, but I just wanted to give like this more straightforward explanation for the ones who are more familiar with Web3 as well. And yes, we can open for questions or insights that you might have. So anyone who wants to start? Do we have some questions?
Yeah, we do.
Hello, Noah. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, this is what you just talked about was really great. The presentation, everything about this, okay, but to a non-technical people, a lot of people don't understand Web3 and how um, everything about it. They see it to be very complicated. Uh, how can you summarize what they says to a non-technical person in a short form, please?
Okay,
Um,
so
um, I think I was just going to go in and ask my questions because it's kind of like similar to what Abdurrahman just said. So,
mhm.
I was going to ask you to help me out with a Web2 example. Yeah. Then maybe move on to Web3 actual use case. So that way I can actually like, see like the full picture in my head and kind of envision it. So it'd be nice to have like a Web2 alternative and use something we all actually like are more familiar with to set the foundation before going into the Web3 side. So thank you.
Okie dokie. Anyone else? Celia maybe or I can start answering that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so just to summarize this, it's basically a solution where you can it's like a program like yeah, I would put it like a solution where you can track your contributions, right? And they are all verifiable and immutable since they are all since they are all on chain, right? Since they're all linked to in the Cardano network. So, for example, let's put in an example of AOJ. So let's say we are all in a AOJ. We have a team and we are building a solution for a local problem, right? So, for example, I'm taking care of the design. Abdurrahman is taking care of other aspects, or Celia and Morgan are taking responsibility from the tech part, for example, research, anything that comes to mind. We can use DIDs to how you say that in Spanish, to storage and to verify the contributions that we have done towards the project and also the event, right? So any contributions that we do for our team or to the event, they are all stored safely in the IPFS, which is a database, a very secure database. and then we can connect those contributions, for example, to other tools of Prisma, for example. Like, I don't know if you have tested like the timelining, for example.
Everyone here is familiar with timelining, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, for example, in timelining, from what I remember, it was all about the voice contributions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's put the verifiable contributions that you can generate with DITS as an additional layer of data for the timelining. So instead of having only voice notes, and then those voice notes are visible in the timelining arc, you can also attach the verifiable contributions that you generated with its app or with its program, for example. And then if there's like any resource distribution afterwards, um, it's gonna be much more accurate because we're gonna have more data about who put more hours into something, into this project, into this action. So that's one of the use cases that the verifiable contributions indeed have, right? Um, what else? What else? What else? There's any other question, or was it a little
Sí.
bit more clear?
Celia has her hand here.
Okay.
Okay, Noah. I'm understanding what you're trying to say from the explanations you're given. And that is what is informing the question I want to ask right now, or maybe, yeah. So for the date, if I'm understanding correctly, instead of having a wallet, because you're connecting your wallet, right? But I'm feeling the date is taking your wallet to know you and max every other thing that you do from there. It's taking it from there from your wallet. Because if you use your wallet to perform transactions, because it's a blockchain, it's public. Everybody sees whatever is there without you explicitly sharing. It's already there. But then because you're connecting your wallet to the date is taking the opportunity on itself to kind of block anything you're doing from being shared publicly unless you want to share it. Is that right?
Yes. The decision, it's always with the user. So that's one of the main things that we thought about when we created it. It's the user decides what is public, what is linked to his or her profile. And it's all like private because it works only with with transactions between wallets. So let's say the organization, let's say we have an organization, and you did something like you volunteered some hours for this organization. Okay. So then the organization can send you like a transaction to your wallet saying that Celia, for example, worked 3 hours in the organizations to do something. And then you can accept that transaction, that message in your wallet. And afterwards you can anchor this, you can put this contribution in your profile if you want that, you know. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we say these are like staff IDs, but with a privacy layer defined by the user, and your wallet is like your bank account, which can be connected to your staff ID card? Yes, yes, it's that way. Thank you very much, Echo. Um, yeah. So as I said, it's in a very early development at the moment, very early stage. We just have accomplished the first milestone, which was the design, and now we are entering into the second milestone, which is the user interface. Um, the verifiable credential with verification modules, like a basic user interface as well, privacy settings. So this studio sessions here is also to gather insights from you guys. Like, for example, what for what would you use deeds for in your projects, for example, or with your teams, so you can verify and track contributions that have been made. Um, and yeah, basically that.
Is that a question thrown to us?
Yes. If you guys have any ideas of how would you use that in your ongoing projects, for example.
Okay, so maybe for user registrations, because let's say I have a product or a platform that is for payments, right? And I don't want them to connect their wallet addresses directly to receive payments for every transaction to be on the blockchain. The reason is that I've had a friend who had a transaction coming into his wallet, right? Nothing happened. All of a sudden, the funds was moved out of the account to, like, the scammers took the money, and it's blockchain, you can't get it back. There's nothing you can do. You don't know who it is. And then, so with a did, right, I can incorporate did in my platform for my users to have a did themselves as their account, right? So the account holder will be their decentralized identities, and anything that they perform is not visible or is masked from the public. So if there's a transaction sent to them, nobody can know that this transaction is available for someone to just remove it from their account or something like that.
Yes, correct. That's a great example. That's one of the things that's possible when you have deeds. You choose the privacy settings and privacy layer of the transactions and your contributions at the same time. So nobody can see, or nobody can interfere on what you are doing, or know what you have done, if you don't let that public, for example. So it's always to empower the user. It's always to give the user all the decisions of privacy, and what's going to be shared with the world, for example. Uh, no worries, no worries, no worries. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry if I was too much technical in the beginning, um, but it was just to show the mockups, and for it to make a little bit more sense. But if we are putting into summarize, it's basically an identity solution with a verifiable contribution feature inside that can be used for organizations and by users, by individuals. So, for example, if Abdu does a contribution to me, like if he helps me with anything on dates, we can generate a contribution that Abdul did that, and I can verify as the part that received this contribution, right? And we can do that by sending a transaction to his wallet, with the data, with the message of what has been done, and that's all done on chain, and it keeps safe in the IPFS database, which is encrypted. So it's totally secure. In that case, we can also like have track of contributions, and if there's any funds around, or if there any funds distribution, it can be more fair, for who did most things. Make sense? Okay. Does anyone have any other questions, or am I going too much? How it says, too many examples. Yes, Echo, go shoot. Go for it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Your beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I'm Batman.
So, in regards to, I think the DIDs, if it comes to my team members, I think more than often it ends up just being for contributions, right? But if it comes to like the project we are building, for instance, in my case, what you are trying to build, like there are like I can foresee about 3 opportunities where you can utilize the DIDs. So, for instance, the first one is, as you said, the users. In my case, because it's a transport industry, we can focus on the users, so the riders, those who will be riding on the buses. So you can use that DID to identify the number of probably times they've boarded the buses, probably the timeline that they've used to. Like, so let's say you realize that this particular customer rides on our bus probably every 4 p.m. at this particular bus stop. So you can use that one. So the second one is because the stakeholders are about 3 of them: the riders, the bus operators, and even the drivers. So with the drivers, we can even get like DIDs for drivers, so that you can also monitor the drivers. Whenever a driver quits the work or something, you can just terminate it, like as you said. And with the buses too, because we are not going to just partner with just one bus company. We can have like several bus companies on board, but each bus to be provided by bus companies would have like their own unique IDs, so that in case even if we realize that there is particular bus that does not is unable to like consistently complete rides, then we can even use it as a way to check whether it is working or whether we need to like perform maintenance on it, like those kind of details too. I think the DID has a very nice opportunity to provide for like a solution like mine too. Thank you very much.
That's great. That's great. Like, oh man, it feels so good to hear that. Oh my God, it feels so good. Like, yes, and this could all be possible with dates, for example, and that gives me like an idea of that maybe we could, What do you think, Tabs? Maybe we could make accessible the first no bugs and working version of DIDS, so our friends here in the studio sessions could like test in their own projects, because like these use cases of Mr. Harding like really really hit me in a very good way. I think he really got the message. Fractal. What's fractal?
Um, this word came to mind when Sela was talking through her use case as well. That basically the DIDS app can be forked and used in another context. And so
Mhm.
in that way, it's kind of like a repeating pattern in different parts of somehow one big interconnected system.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, so basically DIDS, as you saw here, it can be used for many different things. Like it's a very um I mean, we are gonna build that as a very open app and solution that anyone can just fork it and use it for their own projects and their own uh, solutions, for example. And I don't know, it's all about creativity, right? Of how you could integrate that in what it's going on right now with your projects. If you want to manage your teams, if you want to manage the contributions done by the team members towards the project, towards an event, towards anything you like, it's just like a big sea of endless uh, options, you know. And this is like just one of the at least one of the two or three studio sessions that I like to do with all of you. Um, it's really exciting to explain deeds in the way I can, and we are all here at the same time trying to put this effort to so we all understand in different ways, and ideas popping up and questions and insights. And I don't want to overextend the meeting, but I think we are on top of the hour. This was pretty quick, but I would love to do like at least 1 hour and a half or two in the next studio session, so we can explore different use cases and different user journeys as well. Um, so I can bring more examples of the real world, so we can think together of how to better develop this. And yeah, I just feel so grateful to be here and for all of your time. And yeah, this is me. Thank you.
Well, we are grateful to it was a nice presentation, and I think it's clear to more people here. This will help a lot of people to understand more on what DEDS is about. Everyone can hear me, right?
Sweet, sweet. Thank you very much, Abdul. It's really great to see you again. We've been a long time no see each other.
Yeah.
Long time. Um, okay, so next studio sessions, if there's any free slot of time that I can bring more things about this, I would be very honored to be here again. There's a lot of more things that I had written here that I would like to say, but I also want to keep a little bit the element of surprise, so we are all engaged to the next did studio sessions. And one exercise that I would like to propose, um, not only for me but to everyone that is here today that has projects going on, is that we can share about. Never been a fan of surprise. Oh, it's gonna be great. I promise you. But one thing that I would like to do is to hear more and to have like a little bit of extended informations of what projects are you guys running at the moment, so I can also like propose use cases for what's going on for your own projects. So if you say, okay, we are doing this, we are doing that, I can say, okay, this could maybe be useful to identify your team members or to verify those things or that. Just like Mr. Harding put some amazing examples here with the buses. Um, oh, sorry, there's a little bit noise here. Okay, so yeah, that's it. If you would like that exercise, you can just send to me in the private chat about your going on projects, and we can think together about use cases async, and we can discuss in the next studio sessions and keep developing this mutual development. Is that good? Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay then. So everybody have a good afternoon, and thank you very much for being here. Big kisses,
Thank you.
big hugs, and see you in the next studio sessions.
Ciao, ciao.
Hasta